beautiful people, hope this finds you well. So here we are, another video, always wanting to add some value, pulling upon 27 years of experience of working with the innate, the unseen, your loved ones and guides and teachers. So the universe has your back. Last week, whilst I was sitting with one of my wonderful clients, I grabbed the cards at the end of a consultation or towards the end of a consultation, and we take 5 cards, and each card has an intention. It has a specific job to do. So as always, it's kind of like placing in key questions, core questions, to be able to kind of extract that knowledge, that wisdom and that guidance. So each card has a specific job to do. So one of the first cards, let's move that card there because I'm going to show you that. One of the first cards you lay down is what needs to be done. So that card is a call to action on what needs to be done. Okay, so what needs to be done. Second card is identifying the challenges, identifying those problems, and kind of going in, which is exactly what the innate do, exactly what spirit do. As often I say, you know, they see us and our lives and the world around us really hugely transparently. And I often say to people, you know, depending how you know me, one of the things that people would say in recommendation is, sure, go and see Shane, but only if you're ready and you're ready to hear the truth. And that is absolutely fueled by love, by their care. You know, what fuels and powers a consultation is their love for you, and underneath that, wrapped around it, is the transparency. They see us and our lives hugely transparently. So yeah, first card, what needs to be done. Second card, identifying those challenges, identifying those problems, where the healing is required and needed the most. And then the third card is the solution. Okay, so third card is the solution, and then the fourth card is the outcome, really kind of bringing all this together. Then the fifth card is the card that I pulled, and the fifth card is the key. It is the core, it is the underpin, or the underpinning card to the whole consultation. And often it really does reflect, all the cards do, often reflect and mirror what was said within the consultation itself. But the fifth card within this lovely consultation, this really wholesome consultation, as I was sitting with one of my wonderful clients, as I turned this card, I started to retell a story from the summer. So I'm going to show you guys this card. Okay, it was the Fool. Okay, this was the key card. All right, and I started to retell this story from the summer. And I often feel that when a story comes to mind, it's carrying medicine. It is never by chance. It's often a teaching and a gift once more in that moment for that client. And the story drifted back to this beautiful, humble moment within a ceremony where I clearly heard the universe is walking towards you rather than away from you. The universe is walking towards you rather than walking away from you. And I could feel those words as if they were wrapped around us within that ceremony, within that ritual. And when I kind of retold the story and I shared that, I could feel those words again wrapping themselves around us, and I could feel it almost sink deeply into everybody's hearts that was present at that moment. You know, sometimes we just have to close our eyes and trust the universe has our back. Sometimes we need to just close our eyes and trust the universe has our back. We just need to sometimes let go of the control because the universe has our back. You know, we've all heard the term surrender and trust the universe. We've heard that term at one point or another, most likely at a workshop or a talk or in a yoga session or a sound bath, where we're lying there on the floor, we're lying in child's pose, and in that moment we're feeling deeply connected to ourselves and something greater than ourselves. And suddenly we have that ha-ha moment. That ha-ha moment occurs, and we realise the solution to the difficulties that we've been facing. And we take this big, deep breath out, this long, slow, deep cleansing breath. I sometimes see that within consultations as I'm working, and that information lands. It is almost as if it lands and it's absorbed, and in that moment we see that person just drop their shoulders and they take this real big deep cleansing breath, because it's like it's taking hold and it's mirroring what the soul knows. That is really beautiful. It's beautiful to see, it's beautiful to witness. Really, really beautiful to witness. So we take that long, slow cleansing breath, a sigh of relief as we remind ourselves that we just need to surrender and trust in the universe, and everything will unfold as it's meant to be. You know, you might even walk out of that talk or out of that class, out of that workshop, that yoga session, that sound bath, feeling calmer and a peace that you felt larger or greater than you felt in a really, really long time. We are co-creators of our lives. Yet once we detach from trying to control and plan every single detail, we no longer feel blocked, but instead we're open to receive life's magical moments. And that's that thing. It is that sense. You can see that image. She's open to receive, and she is about to step back off the edge, off the cliff, and be held and caught and guided. And quite often the Fool card just does show that leap across that abyss, that leap across what may seem like a void. And I often say, you know, that within that leap you may not know the finer details, but you just know that it's the right thing to do, because everything inside of you is saying to you to go. And that's not just within here, it's like deep within. It's felt somatically, it's felt within the body, to leap into that decision, to leap into that change, to leap into that transformation. And of course that does take huge trust. You know, it reminds me of going back at the beginning of my journey, And I kind of feel that, you know, I'm doing full circle in so many ways. Those of you that follow my daily content on Instagram, you'll see part of my story. It's a post rather than a story, but part of my story that I shared today. And you know, I was sharing this feeling of kind of being nudged and guided to kind of go back to the roots. You know, after 26, 27 years of mentoring and holding lots of experiences and events and courses and teaching, I felt this real, and the wheel of the year in many shapes and forms, felt this real deep guidance to just strip everything back to the core. But I remember, you know, 26, 27 years ago being made redundant. And funny thing is, up until I worked for Spirit, every physical job I had, I was made redundant. Every physical job I was made redundant. And medically discharged many moons back from a short stint in the reserves. And you know, it was like there was this theme, as if the universe was absolutely messaging a very strong message. And we have to then, you know, kind of like trust that process. I remember, you know, being made redundant on the Friday and being in the Scottish mountains by the Monday, not really sure of where to go next. Never been there, not in this lifetime at least, ever before. And then spent the next 2 and a bit months walking across the Scottish mountains, across the Cairngorms. And, you know, I went into those mountains one person and come out another. You know, it's this sense of, you know, not always knowing the finer details, but knowing you've got this gravitational pull towards a decision. And it is about trusting that process, you know. So we're co-creators of our lives, yet once we detach from trying to control and plan every single detail, we're no longer blocked. But instead we're open to receive life's magical moments. You know, take a moment to remember a time when you felt deep peace, when you were in the flow, or you were manifesting things you wanted. You were most likely in a space of deep detachment and not focused on trying to control any one thing. Therefore, open to receive those new possibilities. The state of being is trust and surrender in the purest form. This is where vast possibilities take hold. This is where your future becomes greater than your past. I hope that has helped and served you in some way, and those of you that really needed to hear this, I hope this has found their way. This has found its way to you. And this is the thing, you know, cards are not just cards. These are really potent medicine tools when used in this way. Look one card and look at its story. And that is beyond the written meaning of a card. It's forming relationship with these tools. Until next time, sending you all so much love. Keep shining and keep being you.